Hello everyone, Jet here, and welcome back to my Wood Elves playthrough where we have just taken out the vampire faction up here and we're going to get ourselves pressuring the other vampires shortly. We'd also have a Beastmen army here who I need to get ready to deal with, and we're about to start throwing together another army, I believe. In fact, we're already doing that. So he is growing up nicely. Oh, we can get some... We're going to get a tree man in that army once it can go. Tree men, while slow, are incredibly powerful units, guys. They are some of the best units in the game, actually. They can just wade into units and just start battering them. This is one of our Waystalkers who's leveled up. We've been buffing him up. I generally buff up their melee first, guys, simply because they do end up in melee, and by having a buffed up melee, they just become that little bit more survivable. Right, let's get Orion's army sorted out first. No, he's going to need to go home to recoup, actually. So he's going to start heading back over here towards Waterfall Palace. We'll hold here with Durfu. Let's have a look who's around. These guys do like me. Can I get anything?
Before the rightful I accept.
Yeah, we'll get a trade agreement with them eventually. As I said, guys, what we've been doing with this one is we've been cultivating lots and lots of alliances with all of the people around us, because through these alliances, we actually become more and more powerful. So actually, I mean, theoretically you could win this without ever leaving your home woods if you were to want to play it just politically, but that would also be a little bit boring to watch. So we're not trying that yet.
What brings you to the Hall? Not likely.
Can I pay you for a non-aggression pact?
Go on then.
Quite a big chunk of cash I threw at them there, so maybe more than I wanted to, but it got that non-aggression pact going.
I am ready to parley. I hope your words are wise.
That's gonna get our reputation with the dwarfs increasing. This is my Sea Lord. Oh, you can head for that Skull Reef next. You're moving back into there, and let's enter and see where those beastmen go. So yeah, we're gonna push up to the as I said, we're gonna push up, get an army pushing up into the vampire territory up here, because I want to take Drakenhof myself if I can, because that'll give us a really nice buff to all of our buildings. I believe it's a 10% extra income we get from there, guys, so that's going to be an absolutely huge boost for us, as you can imagine. The vampires are being battered at the moment, so I don't necessarily want to leave that too long. Obviously we've got that Beastman horde heading towards us as well there, so I just want to pay attention to him as well while he comes over. But no, right now we're in a good position here. We're nice and strong. We've got lots of allies. I mean, basically most of the Empire territories are allied with us, which gives us, again, that makes us very powerful, guys, because while some of them are warring amongst themselves a little bit, it means I don't need to be worrying about them. They are there. They provide a nice bastion before anybody else can get to me. Because even if Chaos were to invade now, they'd have to burn all the way through the Empire. Now, they would do a lot of damage to the Empire, but it would give me so much time to react. Now, they might have other little fleets which would land elsewhere. Well, we're going to enter on the side of the Empire for obvious reasons, because you are going to war with my ally, which means I've got somewhere nice and close to home to aim at next. The dwarfs up there do have quite big holds, however, which is a bit annoying, but if we move Durfu up and Orion, we should be able to take them relatively simply, and they just went to war with the world, so yeah, they are in a bit of trouble now. That said, I would prefer to get the territory than anybody else, because obviously I get buffs from doing that. We can take income or we can take damage buffs to our army. Now, they're both quite good to take because, you know, obviously, well, you know, I don't want chaos corruption, so we're going to do nothing. You can get leveled up to full because we need those guys for a mission.
For the hunt. Clear a path.
We'll see how the public order does, though. It probably, even if I do lose that, it's not going to be too bad. Let's pick up the Skull Reef. That's it's a solid 10k, which is always good. And we are pushing down into Lustria now to find all the factions down there. Where are you going? You were just in existence to I need Sisters Fawn and Wild Riders, so that's an interesting one. You can jump into this army. Oh, we need an Asari armory. This is where it does get a little tricky with these guys, because obviously you've got so much, you know, we don't have full regions, so you've got to have all of your buildings in a smaller area, which does make it a pain on occasion getting everything you need. Can I recruit from on global though? No, even though I've got it elsewhere, I was hoping that would move across. So, is that tax rate just here? Because 20% would be a fairly big chunk of income to lose. To be fair, 20% even from here would be quite a big chunk of income to lose. You know what? I don't need that anymore now. I can get Waystalkers. We're going to swap this one out for that. We've now got Waystalkers. We're just going to go for, not Waystalkers, or whatever the equivalent are. We're just going to go for those. So, for the highest tier ones rather than anything else. So you know, because they're going to do the most damage for us, even though they're not armor piercing or anything. So I'm not so fussed about that. We'll get that one swapped over so that we can get all the cavalry. That's the word I was after. All our cavalry units in order. We're going to batter that guy as he comes into the woods, but we're going to wait until he's closer to us. I'm quite surprised he didn't turn around and obliterate our regions in Estelia, but I'm not complaining that he didn't do that, guys, because, you know, well, that'd be daft. So obviously that's benefited us quite nicely there. And then once he's been blooded and he's in position, he will push up against the vampire lands. There are a few little wars going on amongst the Empire factions, but I'm not generally involved in them if I can do it. I generally stick with the bigger side, or the Empire itself, because I just want to keep them all friendly, because I want their amber income. That's quite a big little dwarven faction, actually. You know, while they're not huge, they've got quite a lot of stuff there. Quite a lot of armies, and you can see they're managing to hold their own after declaring war on the world. So, but dwarfs have had some buffs, so they could be a lot different to fight now, because they have a lot more mass to their units. So I mean, it's not really going to affect the way elves will fight them, but basically they will take a lot more. You know, if I charge them with cavalry and things, that'll do it. The Age of Discovery. Basically, we now know every other seagoing faction, which is very good for us.
At your service.
Are you a god?
Who just don't want to talk to me.
Greetings, stranger.
Well, be like that then.
My will is yours.
How can I assist you? Making my way.
You can still go down here, even though we now know all the factions, because it's useful to explore the bits of the map anyway. Wax sealed rations, that's a nice one, even though we've probably got that for quite a while already. Just makes our armies cheaper, guys. We've already got the Manticore, so we'll take the Hex.
I'm on this elm child.
No, I want the that one to be able to spawn the unit. Okay. You can get leveled up in Vol's Anvil. You can get building that Asari Forge. Those tree men will just dominate things, which is very good for us. No, we can sort the cav on the down. I would like to get some cav in this army as well, but that can wait for now. This is why I also kind of prefer Durfu, guys, because all of these units, which are really good, you can create monstrous armies basically with Durfu without having to worry about it being taking up your amber. So I generally, I generally start my campaigns as him rather than Orion. I actually find Orion a bit harder to do because literally as Durfu, all those monstrous units in your armies just makes you that much more powerful. Well, some of the elf units are very good, and for example, I'd have to be paying amber for some of my high level archers. So it's a bit hit and miss, you know. It depends how you like it, how you fight. Generally, in those, I wouldn't go for the high level archers. I'd go for lower level archers to back them up, and I'd have an army full of monstrous units which would just crack and break the enemy. So, you know, there's positives and negatives to it all. Alright, let's see what happens up here. I'm a little concerned if I don't push quick enough, the vampires are going to fall, because they are getting battered. Alright, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm not actually going to be fighting that battle, so we are falling back. That kept them where I wanted them effectively. Don't get up to the other side. So yeah, they're not in Blackstone Post now, so Durfu can move on Blackstone Post. And then we'll move both our armies on Ziflin at the same time, just to squish them between us and make sure that is completely done, guys. And that'll give us a nice, solid bit of victory there. Right, one turn and we'll move on them. They have to kind of push against us as well, so that's good. That's a nice easy auto for us. I'm going to seed it. I don't want to knock it over while I'm so close to the enemy. Oh, nice, and we get some income. Income's the wrong word.
To serve Ariel. Onward! I will
raid here to try and pull them back, because now they don't really know where they want to go. Branch Wraith. Oh, we've got this. This is such a nice spell, actually. Explosion, the Withering. Oh, Shield of Thorns is nice, actually. It's a nice buff. However, that's good. So yeah, that buffs up the speed of all of my units.
Offer assistance. Going forth. My journey begins. Finding pathways.
Okay, we're going to pick that one up and make our way down the coast. The Lawmaker's odd. Sometimes they manage to expand and sometimes they don't. It seems to depend quite a lot on that first little engagement they get, guys. If they manage to get that first little engagement off well, they do incredibly well and they can expand. But if they don't, they get very, very stuck in the heart of the they get stuck on their islands, or even sometimes get completely battered. Next turn we're going to go and deal with him. Bretonnia are expanding nicely up there, but I don't expect they're going to hold for territory. I do find it's a bit of an odd thing for Bretonnia to do that, because while it is their main threat, they really shouldn't be taking territory up there, because it's not good for them to take. It's hard for them to hold, and I actually think it's one of the problems Bretonnia has at the moment, because they're too busy trying to hold all of that territory up there, rather than actually fighting the war. Rather than consolidating what they need to. Then again, they're surrounded by allies, so there's not really many places they can push. That little dwarf faction's going to get crunched next turn in the next few turns. That's nice for us. That's going very well actually for us. And obviously up here in the north, it's very hard to completely finish off a faction because, well, as you've just seen, they just walk around in circles. I want the extra untainted in all my provinces, simply because here is going to be a pain otherwise. Did they really not?
Have my blessing. Make way! Master of the wild hunt.
You are going to siege here, so they don't get reinforcements.
I fear no one.
And you are going to go smash this little army. You are actually going to break off.
For the Kadai, I go.
And Durfu is going to go in and start building some siege equipment. We're going to need to siege this one for a few turns, because that's quite a tough little army there. This army is exceptional. We absolutely battered them. That's the Beastmen destroyed again. What do I want to recruit for my last unit? Oh no, we're at 20 of 20. So these guys are just going to start pushing now. In fact, they're just going to double time it out of here. I love this, the way that the, I've mentioned it before, but the way the forest changes. I mean, we've got the corruption here. You can see my forest is different than the Bretonnian forest. The Bretonnian forest is actually far prettier forest, but, you know, I forest all of the regions I take. I want to know what happens if I take places in the north, actually. Because it might well make it look completely different. Anyway, so Durfu has leveled up again. We've buffed up all of his damage. I can buff his health. Gonna buff his melee to start with, then his ranged. This guy, however, is going to take a straight ranged. This is the one I really want to get to, because that's a huge buff. But, right. Well, that's really solid, actually, so we're going to grab that one next, because that's 20% extra from all buildings. Cheaper construction cost and really good relations with the dwarves. That'll help us a lot, actually. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Never mind. I'm already at war with the... The dwarves and the Empire are at war. I'm glad I'm not in the middle of that. The dwarves are allied with the vampire counts. What is going on there? Especially if the dwarves appear to have lost territory to them. But maybe that was done simply because they were forced to. I thought I was already at war with vampire counts. That's actually got me to war with vampire counts without going to war with the dwarves, which is quite useful. Especially as they are very definitely my next target. So, yeah. I'm happy about that one. We're going to blitz the vampire counts, then we're going to work out where we're pushing next. As I said, I'm very tempted to go, ooh, end war on side of my ally. The Cult of Pleasure are miles away. I don't really need to worry about them. But no, as I said, at some point I do want to push into Loffen, because I have heard I can use some of the buildings.
What word from the Emperor?
Yeah, I'll take the military alliance to get some extra amber. Especially as I'm just spending a couple of extra amber next turn. Where are Marienburg going? Which are bigger? They've been our allies for longer. God damn it. Stop declaring war on each other, guys. You're ruining my internal politics. Sorry, you're ruining my my amber generation. It's annoying. Or start confederating. I am amazed that they've not started confederating. Though, then again, they've been relatively stable with each other, which means that the Empire's not really had the opportunities to confederate quite as much. In fact, the first places it usually confederates with got kind of swamped by people early on. But this is good, because once Chaos invades, we will hopefully get the mass web of alliances, which sometimes happens, which means everybody's allied with everybody. Which kind of means that afterwards, if anybody goes to war with anybody, they get completely obliterated. But you know.
Azray, I go forth. Treading softly, making my way.
As always, campaign buffs.
Unseen path.
Right, let's look where these beast men. Look, just there. We're gonna need to hold here a little bit more while we build our siege equipment. You can keep double timing it this way. Oh, we can trade with Bretonia now.
You ask for a boon.
Why won't they trade with me?
Yes? Deliver your missive and then get from my
A
presence.
fool's action.
Who calls?
Yeah.
Ready to serve.
You're just gonna hold there. You can change into raiding stance for the
make
time
it
being, so I
so.
can ignore
I
you.
live to serve Ariel.
Start pushing down that one. I'm just going to push straight towards the one-turn global recruitment, because that's one of the biggest buffs I can get in this game, guys. Because that means I can just start popping out armies all over the place. You know, I can just pop out an army over here, for example, up in this province, and I can pop it out very quickly with that one. So it's a very nice little buff for us to have. You know, be very useful when we start doing our foreign campaigns. Especially when we start taking Loffen over. The ability to throw out extra armies if things aren't going so well will be very good. Though before we go for Loffen, I want to make sure I've got a nice big invasion force ready to go and land on their shores. And I want to make sure the politics are right. Because I don't want to go and invade Loffen and end up at war with the rest of the world. Because that would be annoying. Norse can seem to be being dealt with by Bretonia quite well, so that's good. I still find it odd that the Empire is just not really expanding, that they are probably one of the, well, not smaller, but they're no bigger really than any of the other factions. In fact, one or two of the other Empire factions seem to be getting bigger than them, which is different, certainly. I mean, if I was playing this really tactically, guys, I would probably not go for Loffen. I'd probably push into the Badlands and clear them out, because it's quite an easy area for us to take on. But Loffen's fun, and I said I'm in no rush to do that though. As with all things natural, denizens of... So this is the one where somebody dies, and we're going to burn their body for the buffs in battle. We've had that one before, so... Okay, a few more turns to get some more siege equipment. You can level up.
I'm on this enchant. Of the oak.
You can hold there. There's no point in you raiding, actually.
My will is yours.
End turn again. There's not a whole much going on for us at the moment. I do kind of apologise about that, guys, though we are going to start expanding in the vampire territory soon. As I said, we're going to take Drakenhof first, and then we're just going to push into all the area around it, try and knock them over and forest that area as quickly as we can. We'll also push up into the mountains where they have there. There's also some greenskins for us to pursue up there, so this army is going to be quite busy. It's another reason why getting that ability to spawn, you know, with one turn global recruitment, that's another reason why that's very good, because it means when I start taking new places, I can start, you know, I just need to get a foothold somewhere and I can start throwing armies out there. The other thing I might start doing, guys, is once I've done that, is I might get an army out to go and play with all of these guys up here. Because, you know, if I can forest that little area as well, for example, I'm at war with them, I'm not gaining anything from them. So foresting it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, though my allies are using it as a good way to expand. So, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing for us, but it's more useful if we get the territory instead of having somebody wondering. Why are they not happy with me? Don't make me go and forest your deserts. I don't think you actually get trees in the deserts when you take them, unfortunately. I think it just changes the current trees there. It would be interesting if it did turn the desert into a lush green, verdant land. Ostland has gone, so these guys, this is Hochland, however I pronounce it, is next.
I go then.
You're still exploring down this coast.
Beginning my journey.
You can get leveled up to max. I don't really need the growth building here anymore. Same with here. Get another anvil out here. Let's get this one to get a forest dragons recruitable. Same here, you can be knocked over too. Alright, you are going down that tree. Grab second level. I do actually want to buff up his armor next, so he's slightly better. A few more turns and we'll be ready to go. Those dwarves know the game is up, but I can't believe the Empire and the dwarves are... Well, that's not going to go well for the Empire, I suspect, actually, guys. That is a war I was not expecting to happen. Though I'm not allied with the dwarfs, so I could just go and start foresting the mountains, but I don't really want to be in a big war with the dwarfs because they're tough. Gonna be honest, they're armoured, they've got good range, they are very, very difficult to deal with as the wood elves. That said, I hate dealing with wood elves as dwarfs because I'm fast and I can just avoid them. I mean, theoretically, I could just skirmish their armies to death. You know, my front lines would never hold long against them. That said, dwarfs don't do huge amounts of damage, but they also don't break particularly easily, so my terror-inducing units wouldn't do well. Stop going to war with people! I mean, you're expanding, so it's good, but stop it, it's annoying. These are all people I would prefer us to all be friends. You know, because when chaos comes, yeah, no, this is the issue. All these little internal fights. I know Kislev isn't Empire, but all these little wars generally are what causes chaos to be so powerful. If everybody just focused on growing, by the time chaos came, the Empire would just bounce. It would just... Chaos, to be fair, would probably just bounce off Kislev before it even got to the Empire. But that wouldn't make it a total war game, I guess. Okay, guys, we are at 30 minutes now, so we're going to be ending this one here. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I do hope that you've enjoyed this. Please feel free to chuck a comment in the comments. Obviously, that's where we put them. Or you can always jump onto my Discord and chuck that there. Again, I generally don't say things like, please, you know, like and subscribe at the end, guys. If you do think I should be saying that, just give us a shout and let me know. Again, I think everybody who watches my videos is brilliant, so you don't have to worry about doing any of that. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed this.